Good evening, Tallahassee, and once again, welcome to the last Tuesday edition of the fall semester here. I'm student meteorologist Evan Regan. Let's get you caught up on what you can expect on tonight's show. Currently over Doak Campbell Stadium, the sun has just set. There are some pretty colors there in the background, those pinks and oranges there. But we're still quite mild for this time of day, sitting at 70 degrees under mostly cloudy skies, getting that southeasterly breeze at 6 miles an hour, and that's advecting some moisture in here ahead of a cold front that's coming our way tomorrow. So we'll get to cover that as well. Current temperatures sitting in the 60s and 70s area-wide. So again, quite mild for this time of the day. And this is that approaching cold front. Off to our west in Mississippi here, specifically around the Jackson area, we're dealing with some severe thunderstorms, potentially some strong tornadoes, EF2 plus. That won't be coming our way in that severity, but still something to watch nonetheless tonight. So we'll get that covered for you as well. We have your stunning weather outlook coming up, freezing temperatures and snow in the Midwest, and of course that severe weather risk. All that and more on FSU Weather.
Happy Tuesday evening. I'm Hayden Wilder, and this is FSU Weather. We have a very interesting outlook for our show today. We had a volcano go off over in Hawaii. We have explosive severe weather going on across Mississippi, maybe bring some life-threatening tornadoes into that region, as well as some potential snowfall, as they alluded to in the opening show. But for Tallahassee, we have a little bit of maybe some strong thunderstorms tomorrow, hopefully nothing too severe. And then we'll cool off a little bit heading into Friday, into the weekend, warming up ahead as we have finals week approaching. So it should be very interesting times coming up ahead for them. But overall, it's going to be a good time in Tallahassee, and it's a great time to crack open the books, maybe get a cup of hot cocoa, and then just kind of enjoy the weather going around us. And now we're going to send it over to the wall for his segment.
Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Jackson Zell, and here we have a gorgeous sunset looking over Doak Campbell Stadium. Right now it's 70 degrees and mostly cloudy. Winds coming out of the southeast. And look at the temperature almanac right now. Temperatures today were way above average than we're normally. 69 is normally average for this time of year, but it's a little toasty. We hit 78, and then for the low temperature tonight, 52. The average is 45, so again, a lot more warmer than we're used to seeing this time of year, but thankfully, with this cold front moving in tomorrow, we should see temperatures drop. And then looking at the current temperatures in our area, we see low 60s, high 60s, and low 70s across the board. 71 here in Tallahassee, 68 in Quincy, and 70 in Valdosta. And looking at the dew point temperatures right now, it is a little moist out there. 57 in Tallahassee for the dew point, so not too bad right now, and then 62 in Monticello. This will change as the cold front moves in. It's going to bring some heavy storms into our area. It's late tonight and into tomorrow morning. And then looking at the current radar, as you can see here off to the side, we do have those storms that are impacting Dixie Alley, Mississippi, and Texas right now. They're going to be working their way through. They're going to be working their way on through into our area. And then looking into tomorrow's high temperatures, 73 and rainy. As I said before, we're going to see those storms rolling on through into the morning hours and ending around the late afternoon. And it's going to be affecting all of our area. So make sure to bring an umbrella if you're going out tomorrow. And then looking at the future radar, we see those storms I was mentioning before making its way on through. It's going to be some pretty heavy storms, thunderstorms, gusty winds. So make sure if you're going out tomorrow morning, commuting to your work, make sure to bring an umbrella. If you're going on campus, got an early morning class, just be prepared for that. Then looking at our marine forecast, right now, not the best time to be on the water. As you saw, the storms are coming in. We got winds at 15 miles an hour, 3 to 4 foot seas. Not the best conditions to be out sailboating, but if you're a windsurfer, great conditions for you to get out there. Then looking at the res cast right now, if you're out there on the res enjoying a nice sunset, it's going to be beautiful temperatures out there, so make sure to go out there and enjoy it. Then looking at our hourly forecast for tomorrow afternoon, you can see those storms, high 74. So it's not going to get too hot as it did today. And then as we move into our evening hours, 73, and the storms will taper off. And looking ahead into the week ahead, you can see those storms Wednesday, and then you can see 78 and getting up to 79 and 80 next week. So a big warm up, but we will see a little bit of a cool down here on Thursday. 66 for our high, 41 for the low. Will give us a nice little refresher before we experience those warmer temperatures, especially 83 on Tuesday. Gonna be a toasty one. Definitely not something I want to see this time of year. And now we're gonna take a look at the overall state of Florida and passing it off to Joey. Joey, tell us. Through Florida impact the rest of Florida.
Yeah, so we are going to see some impacts from this rain system moving through Florida. But currently in Florida, we are just seeing some clouds. Obviously, nighttime are over our area. Orlando, we're seeing the night sky. But places off further east, we are still seeing that sky and the clouds take over our region. Down at the reds here near Tallahassee, we do also have some of that cloud cover over the region. The current temperatures throughout most of the state. In the Panhandle region, we are a little bit cooler, up into the upper 60s and into the 70s. But down as we get into the peninsula of Florida, down especially near the Keys, we are seeing 80 degrees down in the Keys and upper 70s throughout most of Florida. So that is something we are seeing throughout Florida. For the satellite and radar, we do see over Florida right now, not much going on throughout the state. There is just some little showers off into our east or western Panhandle region right now. But overall, throughout the majority of the state, it is pretty dry out. A few cloud cover moving ahead of that front into our Panhandle region as well. Looking at the future radar, though, out west of the Florida, you are going to see those line of storms start to move through our area and then move down into the peninsula of Florida as we get throughout Wednesday. The Panhandle could be experiencing some severe threats from this system, but it should start to die off as it gets closer to the peninsula and farther south into Florida. So for our storm outlook up into the peninsula, or Panhandle, we are experiencing a marginal risk of severe weather, which means there is a small threat for some thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms, and possibly tornadoes. But throughout most of the rest of Florida, it's just a non-severe, probably some rain and hopefully no thunderstorm action for the rest of Florida. Looking at Miami's 3-day outlook, we're going to see that those temperatures are going to remain pretty constant in the upper 70s and low 80s. 83 is our high for the next 2 days. And we have a pretty average chance of rain over the next 3 days in that area. But as we go up north and head to Orlando, we see that the rain chances kind of die off, only 20% chance and 10% throughout the next 3 days because that front doesn't make it all the way through. But we do see a little bit of a drop off in temperatures, 85 on Wednesday, 75 on Thursday. For Tampa, we're kind of in the same story, 83 Wednesday, 77 on Thursday, but not much of a rain chance going on throughout the region. Jacksonville, we see more of a drop-off in temperature, but not much going on in terms of rain. 80 degrees Wednesday. The low on Thursday goes down into 51 degrees. We're almost reaching the 40s for the end of November, but we're staying in the 50s. Pensacola, we are going to experience some rain tonight and into tomorrow. 90-degree chance, severe weather threat, so make sure you're staying alert in case you get some severe thunderstorms. But it should get cool and sunny as the front passes. And then tomorrow we will see those temperatures still around the lower 70s and especially down into the peninsula in the mid-80s. So Caitlin, how are we looking for the rest of the southeast?
Yeah, the southeast is going to be expecting lots and lots of severe weather over the next couple of days. And that's something that we're all going to be monitoring and we're going to even talk about in depth. But right now, we're going to look at these live cameras. They've got some beautiful shots. We've had a wonderful past couple of days here in the southeast. Sunny, 70s. It's been wonderful. Not really like those fall-like temperatures, but you can see in Atlanta, they got storms coming their way with that cold front that's going to move through the area. So current temperatures, like we've been saying, it's been really nice outside. Been about like upper 60s, lower 70s for the past couple of days with a lot of sunshine. But we do have a weather maker coming in, which is a cold front, bringing lots and lots of storms over the next couple of days. Dew points have been similar. We've been feeling a little bit muggier at least the past couple hours as that storm starts to approach. Even New Orleans sitting at a dew point of 74. They're really feeling that moisture being advected in from that cold front coming through. Our upper level water vapor is showing that convection that we're talking about. They've got some deep storms building, which is bringing a lot of those showers, severe thunderstorm risk. That's going to be one of the threats that we're really going to be looking at is that rainfall, because flash flooding, if you're not experiencing the hail and tornadoes, you're going to be experiencing lots and lots of rain with the system. Wind speed and direction, gusts expected to be about 20 miles per hour wind gusts as these storms come into your area. So when they reach us, we're going to be experiencing those gusty winds. Right now, we're only looking about miles per hour here in Tallahassee. Most of the southeast is looking semi-calm with staying just under 10 miles per hour for most of the area. And we've been talking about that severe weather. They've got a lot of alerts out there right now. We even have tornado warnings, which means we've got tornadoes that have been spotted and that we need to be aware of. Like we said, flash flooding is something we're going to look forward with this weather system. We're also going to be looking at tornadoes, and there's not a hail warning, but I've also seen that we're worried about hail as well as a factor with this storm, so that's something we're going to consider as we keep monitoring this storm for you. We're going to talk even more. Radar showing clear skies like we've been experiencing all day for most of the southeast with that storm and all that weather and that rain coming our way. But we've had some pretty nice temperatures regardless. So here's that severe weather outlook that we've been talking about. Like we said, I mentioned hail, wind gusts, strong tornadoes, rain threat as well. So even if you are not in the moderate risk, just know that you will be getting lots and lots of rain from this storm, which is abnormal. We've been seeing pretty dry conditions over the past couple of days. But for our friends in Alexandria, we've got rain coming for you the next couple of hours, which is we've been mentioning. But you're going to see temperatures start to drop because that cold front is going to come through. So you're going to be seeing a little bit more moderate temperatures tomorrow. But we're going to be experiencing thunderstorms today in Louisiana. For Jackson, Mississippi, which is where we're really monitoring all the storms for the Mississippi Valley, you guys are also going to be experiencing lots of rain, similar temperatures to Louisiana because that storm is moving through, but you're also going to be having more moderate temperatures tomorrow once that cold front passes all the way through you guys. Here's that radar showing the passaging most of the southeast being done by tomorrow night, so that'll be nice and clear weather after having all of those big thunderstorms coming through. So that's something to look forward to because after the cold front, we do have nice conditions. For tonight's temperatures, people after the cold front, you're going to be in the 30s, which is going to feel really nice. But for us here in Florida, we're going to be in the mid-60s, upper 70s. So that's something, or lower 70s, is something we're going to be monitoring over the next couple of days. But this severe weather, we've been talking lots and lots about it. And I think Hayden's going to give us a more in-depth look at this weather maker.
Yeah, Caitlin, definitely a severe weather threat is ongoing, a dangerous situation as well. Take a look at the upper level water vapor before we get into the warnings going on. We see the big trough across the big center part of the country. And with that, we have a bunch of lift and heavy convection forming off across Mississippi. And the reason why we're getting this, we have a sharp cold front bringing in a dew point gradient, and ahead of the system, we're surging in moisture. As Caitlin alluded to, New Orleans, 74 dew point. That is almost August-like. Even Memphis and Tennessee, 64 for late November, early December. And we have an extremely humid air mass and a very dangerous situation going on. So right now, our threats, strong tornadoes, large hail, and of course, severe wind gusts. These are all potential hazards. Right now, we have a moderate risk across most of Mississippi, which is a 4 out of 5. This is extremely rare to see. And of course, we also have other areas include Alabama, southern Louisiana, Arkansas, even up into Kentucky as well. You need to be on your outlook. You need to be on your guard because you can also see severe weather. So what does a moderate risk entail? It's a 4 out of 5. So basically, what this is telling you is that similar intense storms you may experience only once per year for your area. So it's a extremely rare situation. And of course, this includes wind gusts of at least 75 miles per hour, which is hurricane force gusts, hail of at least 2 inches in diameter, which is almost a little bit less than baseball, but still very large. And of course, tornadoes of at least EF2 possible. Strong, long-lived, long-track tornadoes are possible. So what contributes to these tornadoes forming? Well, we have wind shear going on. So if you look at the surface, we have southeast winds coming across Mobile up into Jackson, Mississippi, and we have southwesterlies aloft coming across. Right now, Jackson, Mississippi, right now, you are experiencing the greatest shear, and that's where we're experiencing this rotation of tornadoes are possible. So if you're looking at north of here, Alexandria, you can see we have a little bit of a curved hook signature. This is indicating rotation, likely have a tornado warning ongoing. We'll get to those warnings here in a second. Over Jackson, Mississippi, this also was tornado warning earlier. We kind of do see kind of that kidney bean structure as well. So it's indicating possible tornado. And of course, you can see the bright magentas north of Jacksonville, south, all of which are possible capable of producing tornadoes in this environment. So we're going to take a look at zoom over to the Jackson, Mississippi area and see what we can see. So we're looking for tight couplets of red and green. Okay, so maybe north of Jackson, Mississippi right here, we're seeing a couple of possible rotation. So if you're anywhere in this area, say east of I-55, north between Jackson and Lexington, get into your safe shelter right now. We have possible tornadoes occurring, as well southwest of Jackson, maybe seeing some rotation here. Just all around, we are seeing that potential for some symptoms. Okay, yeah, as I was alluding to, southwest of Jackson, we're not getting that great feedback on the radar, but we have a tornado warning going on over Jackson, Mississippi, especially north between Jackson and Greenwood. We have tornado warnings to take a shelter there. Northern Mississippi, we have a warning. as well as that one just north of Hattiesburg that looked pretty reflective on the radar. So let's take a look. Yeah, this one right here north of Hattiesburg, this is the one that's producing a tornado warning. And as well as this cell right here, this conglomeration, we have a couple tornado warnings that line up with that. And of course, that one in Alexandria as well. That's something to keep an eye out. Especially this one to me concerns me because it's heading to a very moist, unstable environment. So if between Monroe and Alexandria, I'm particularly concerned about that little cell right there. Does anything going on with it? And of course, we have other warnings as well. We have severe thunderstorm warnings occurring all across the area, as well as a flash flood potential. So the upper level wind shear, this is going to shift eastward, bringing that severe weather potential over to Tallahassee. And that's what's going to help fuel the storms. Wow, you can see how complicated this is. We have southwesterlies at the surface, and we have northwesterlies coming in aloft. Tornado risk potential, hatch area, we have greater than a 10% area of EF2 to EF5s across Mississippi. And of course, hail risk probability, much higher, around 30%, so almost a guarantee of seeing large hail. That future radar, we're going to sag this squall line over the Tallahassee, bring our severe weather potential, and across much of the southeast. So if you're in Georgia, Tennessee, North Florida, Alabama, I'll be on the lookout. Some dangerous severe weather is possible. And of course, make sure you flag your severe weather safety and get to a safe place. Now we're going to bring it over to Evan for his forecast.
Yeah, so Hayden, like you were mentioning, another thing to add to those safety tips is keep your phones, keep the do not disturb off tonight. You don't want to have that on because you want to make sure you're aware of all those warnings. But from one extreme to another, we're going from tornadoes and severe weather to another type of severe weather, winter weather. We have that ongoing here in the northern plains and midwestern states, again associated with that same cold front that's bringing that severe weather down to the south. Up further north, it's bringing some snow to places like Minneapolis, up into northern Wisconsin as well. So that's something we have to watch going forward. And you can see how robust this cold front is. Look at the temperature gradient here. There's that cold front. You can see that little game we like to play here, spot the cold front. It's sitting right here where that temperature gradient is the strongest. And you see behind the front, we have temperatures in the lower 20s and upper teens, so very chilly air mass behind that. And out in front of it, temperatures are sitting up near 60 degrees, say in St. Louis, Springfield, Illinois, and Indianapolis. So again, very robust cold front moving through the country right now, and that's also triggering some winter weather advisories for the Midwest, places like Mason City, Rochester, up over to Omaha as well, bringing that winter weather there. Only a couple of inches more expected from this, maybe 2 to 6 inches widespread in the Midwest, so nothing too crazy to deal with, but again, you're going to have to break out those snow shovels for perhaps the first time this year if you have not done so already. Some of that snowfall will help with the drought situation, although the Midwest is not dealing with an extreme amount of drought. That'll actually help. The drought situation will actually be helped out west because we're going to get a second system. You can actually see it here in the upper left corner up near Seattle and Portland. That's coming off the Pacific, and that's going to bring even more snowfall to the Pacific Northwest. And we have a ton of active alerts associated with that. Widespread winter storm warnings in that purple color there, even a few blizzard warnings here in northwestern Colorado in that red color there. But none of that will be, the blizzard warnings there won't be due to extreme amounts of snowfall. It's really just due to blowing and drifting snow because we're going to have wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour in those locations. But here's our snowfall forecast. Some places, especially in the Sierra Nevada mountains there down in northern California, could see perhaps 10 to maybe even 20, even 30 inches of snowfall there. But we want to make sure you're staying prepared for that winter's weather because we are heading into the winter months here. So you want to make sure if you have a space heater, keep it away from anything flammable. Take down those holiday decorations and secure the outdoor furniture and have that kit at the ready. But now I'm going to pass things over to Joey and Kaylin at the desk to talk about the environment.
Thank you so much, Evan. Yeah, there's a lot happening weather-wise across the United States right now with the huge severe weather system that's moving through the southeast, all of the active winter weather alerts that are going on in the north, but there's also something happening in Hawaii.
That's right. We had a volcano eruption. So the largest volcano in the world, Mauna Loa, actually erupted a couple days ago. The meaning in Hawaiian for Mauna Loa is Long Mountain.
Oh, wow.
It's
That's
located 13,000 feet above sea level, and it encompasses almost 2,000 square miles.
Didn't you say it was the largest volcano?
I did say that,
Yeah,
yes.
so it is the largest volcano. That's just pretty amazing. So it is erupting right now. That's just crazy. But it's something we don't really think about. Like us here in the States, like the mainland, I guess, we're like, what, hurricanes happen?
No, yeah.
Or not a hurricane. a volcano's happening.
That's right.
We're all types of confused. So, yeah, the history of Mauna Loa is that it's the largest active volcano now, which we mentioned. But it's also not just erupting now, but it's erupted dozens of times before, with its first happening in 1843. But the last one was in 1884, which was like 40 years ago.
I know,
so
that's
really,
a long time for a volcano eruption.
yeah, but I mean, like, my mom's 40, so it honestly doesn't feel like that long when you really think about it. That really wasn't that long ago. Yeah, and the last time it did erupt, the lava traveled 15 miles in less than 3 hours, which is really fast.
Wow, yeah, and I did hear that the fact that it's been almost 40 years, they're saying that it's very good for the experts to be able to study these volcanoes, and this is helping them a lot with the studying that they're doing with them.
That's amazing. Well, do you know how volcanoes work?
So I believe it's as like the heat rises below the surface, it'll cause the rock to harden, and then we'll see this pressure rise, which actually causes the eruption to happen. And this eruption will cause the magma to harden, and then the plates will help move this hardening, and then we'll see the volcano form.
It builds all the islands in Hawaii, right?
That's right.
That's just actually crazy. So we have like something crazy happening right now in the world and weather world, just in multiple things, but volcanoes are just really interesting.
Okay,
We're
so-
gonna pass things off to Jackson. He's gonna talk about what's happening in Tallahassee.
All right, so thankfully there are no volcanoes right now in Tallahassee, but if you want to go to the Student Life Center over on campus, you got cookies, cocoa, and cram. I'm guessing that's a graham cracker. Sounds pretty amazing to me. I wish I could be there right now, but 68 degrees, going to be nice, bundle up, make sure to bring a sweater, bring some blankets, and just have some fun with some friends. And then tonight in College Town, if you're going to go out and celebrate the World Cup victory U.S. took versus Iran, it's going to be a beautiful night for that, 64 degrees, and winds at 4 miles per hour. The rain won't get here that early, so go out there and enjoy the fun and join the celebration. And look at our stargaze forecast for tonight. If you want to go out there before these storms roll on through, it'd be a great night to do that. Viewing conditions are great, and then we're in the first quarter right now of our moon, and the sun, and so yeah, it's going to be a beautiful night to go out there. And then if you're going to go out for a late night drive, go out, I don't know if you're traveling, and just blasting some music, going down. It's going to be a great night to do that as well. But make sure not to stay out too late, because those storms will move in pretty early, around the 7 o'clock hour, 6 o'clock hour, so make sure to be aware of that. And then looking at our travel forecast at the airport right now, Tallahassee International. Right now we are seeing no delays out of Tallahassee International, but that could change tomorrow morning. You got an early flight. Just make sure to keep an eye on that and check with your airlines. And then looking at our dog walk forecast, if you're getting up early riser, if you're a student, make sure to bring that umbrella. Make sure just all day tomorrow, make sure to bring that umbrella, rain jacket, that coat. It's going to be a really wet day out there tomorrow, so just make sure to be prepared for that. And then looking at our beach forecast, not the best time to go to the beach right now, especially not tomorrow with all that thunder and lightning going on. And there is a high risk of rip current, so if you are brave enough to go out there, make sure to watch out if you go in the water. And looking for the studying forecast, because we are going into exam weeks, and this is the last Tuesday edition of the weather show. So 73 and thunderstorms tomorrow. Dirac and Stroh's are going to be a perfect study weather day to bundle up inside and get down those equations for your math test, for your thermodynamics test, all the above. You got to get ready for it. And if you're going to get a Christmas tree, Christmas is right around the corner. It'd be a great time to go out this weekend to Tallahassee Nursery. They got a ton of Christmas trees out there. It's going to be beautiful weather for that. It's really going to feel like fall weather and winter weather, 47 degrees, but then it is going to warm up a little bit, but it is going to be a pretty nice weekend to go out there and get some trees for Christmas. So Joey, you take us back a look at the local weather one more time.
Yes, I will. So we're going to go over the local one last time. As you can see, the sun has officially set over Doak Campbell Stadium. We're just seeing some of those clouds over the area as we get closer to having our front move through. But the temperature right now is 70 degrees, and our winds are out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour right now. So for our current temperatures throughout the region, they are going down. We are into the upper 60s throughout the entire region. A little bit warmer, 69 in Bainbridge, and then 66 down in Crawfordville. But the cloud cover is pretty consistent throughout most of our region before the front of the cold front moves through. These dew points are in the upper 50s and the low 60s, so we are a little bit moist, which you usually do see in front of a cold front. But once we get to beyond the cold front, we will see these dew points drop off dramatically, and we will experience dry air move through our region. So for our current radar, there's not much going on, maybe a few showers off into the western panhandle region. Most of what you're seeing down here and over Tallahassee is just some backscatter from our radar, but there are a few weaker showers throughout the region. But majority of our storms are out west of our Big Bend region. So for tonight, you are going to see that those low temperatures are in the mid-60s, so it's not much of a difference than what we're experiencing right now. So we won't see these temperatures drop off too much more tonight, as we will have some moisture move ahead of that cold front into our region. But the low temperatures are in the mid-60s throughout the entire region. And then tomorrow's highs are also not far off from that low temperature. Tomorrow's high temperatures only in the low 70s throughout most of the region, but we are experiencing some of those storms that are going to be going through the entire Big Bend area tomorrow, throughout morning and some of the afternoon hours. So for our future radar, we are going to see that that line of storms will move through tomorrow afternoon and then push off and leave behind some beautiful conditions after, very dry and very clear out after the front. So it should be a great time to be outside anytime you are outside after the front. And then for our marine forecast, we will see that tomorrow in Panama City, it's going to be 74 degrees. Those winds are going to be strong ahead of the front at about 15 miles per hour, and we will see some storms move through as we have that marginal severe threat tomorrow. And then for our hourly forecast tomorrow, we are going to see a 100% chance of rain at 11. It's going to die off as we get later into the day. So if you're going to save any outdoor activities that you have for tomorrow, it would be good to save them for maybe later on in the day. Now, one last look at our 7-day forecast. We do have the temperatures starting to drop off a little bit past the front, but then they rise back up quickly as we get into the weekend, and we'll see those temperatures starting exam week into the 80s once again. So I'm going to pass things off to Genevieve and Ariana for one last look, one last discussion.
Absolutely, Joey. So actually, me and Ariana Whittick here are your Tuesday team leaders. And the reason we're here sitting at this desk is because this is the last Tuesday show of the semester. Of course, we'll be back after the semester ends.
Yes, that's
coming
right.
back into 2023.
I know, it's going to be a whole new year.
Oh, wow. We hope it's our year, but I mean, we say that every year. But
Yes.
it's been such an amazing experience. I will say definitely a lot of struggles, a lot of ups and downs, but overall we are learning so much every day, and we love the people that we get to do it with.
Yes, the collaboration that us two get to have every Tuesday making this show is just amazing. And then we're getting to meet a lot of people from the weathercasting class, and seeing them progress over this past semester has just been some of the most rewarding things I think I've seen throughout the semester, and I just love doing it.
I mean, you just saw Joey, Jackson, they did absolutely incredible, and we are very proud to say that we have had them under our wing, getting them ready to be show ready, and I think, as you saw, absolutely they are.
They killed it. They killed it tonight. They
But-
were here every Tuesday.
They're covering some great weather, but unfortunately, it's not so great for those in the Mississippi Valley.
That is right. They are experiencing some severe weather tonight, with the prominent possibility of seeing EF2 to EF5 tornadoes. So very dangerous situation developing in Mississippi. So this is going to be an overnight system. So make sure you are staying alert and having ways to get those notifications.
Absolutely, and one way to stay alert is by following us on Twitter and Facebook at FSU Weather, getting all those updates as fast as possible.
You can also watch us live on YouTube Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. And you can also send us some of your weather pictures here on Instagram at FSU Weather.
Well, Ariana, we've had a great semester. We're excited to see you guys in the new year for some new shows, some new graphics. I know it's going to be quite amazing.
I'm very excited. So we are going to leave you with one live last look at our 7-day. So everybody stay safe out there and have your umbrellas for tomorrow.